Let's take a look at configuring the HSM schemas. Here we can see the Stores tab at the top, which we'll review in a separate presentation. But right now we're going to take a look at the schemas sitting up below the stores. So here we can see two we've already got set up. We've got our Exchange schema on site and our Azure schema, which is actually our cloud schema. And here we can see at the bottom how we can create, edit, delete, test, and refresh if necessary these schemas. So let's take a look inside one that we have already set up. Here we can see our existing one here. We can see the name. We can see the name of the store that it's associated with. And here's our one that goes to the cloud, to Azure, Microsoft Azure. You can give it a name, test1. If there's encryption involved, we'll talk about that later, but here you can basically assign encryption to it. The same thing goes as for tasks. You want to add compression, you can do that here as well. And of course, the packer, which again, we talk about in a separate presentation. So for this to actually take place, to kick off, we do need to restart the base operations. So we're just going to do that quickly. And here we can see our new schema has appeared in the menu there. So here we've got our third position. ID number 3 is schema called test1. We're going to use that one as well in some other presentations. Let's just close it down and see if we can edit it. Here we can see we can open up the stores here that are associated with it for now, the primary stores, and here we can see the other information that I showed you a second ago. So we're not going to restart this again now because we've already got that schema up and running. Let's just take a look inside the test tab here. So here we can see the HSM test. We can see the name to field. We can set up a server here, the identifier type, and we can run an archive test on these schemas now. So here's our test1 schema. Here's our initial Exchange schema. You can even set up retention times here as well. And here you can use generated test files for unique content. So you can set up a test file.txt file name to run a test file, or you can use a specific file from elsewhere. Let's use a generated test file here. Here are the other options that you can add here. Compression, forcing compression, you can archive an empty file, etc. Here we can click archive and there, success, there's the HSM ID. Not applicable as far as the GUID is concerned, elapsed time and the file size. If you wanted to do that in bulk, we can also do that as well under mass actions. We can do the same thing with retrieve. Here you can retrieve test file that you've generated as well. You can save that and review it. And of course we can set retention here as well, fixed value, infinite or indefinite, which we will cover in the retention category demonstration. Mass actions here as well. We can do a mass archive or a mass retrieve. What does that look like exactly? So we go back to the same window that we saw a moment ago. Here we can save the log file, we can start, we can run that, and there at the bottom in the status bar at the bottom there you can see all those files running through successfully. So we won't keep that running for too long. Let's click stop and review. Here we go. Succeeded, 6073. Test files, these are test files. So you're just checking to see that the mass archiving is running, that archiving is in fact running correctly.